So we now have an audience score for Eternals. It's sitting at 84%. It was looking like it was going to be locked at 86%, kind of like Rise of Skywalker, if you remember that mess. But it turns out that's not true. You can see it dipping down. Now, I don't know if this movie is going to hit 70% audience score. I don't think it will. I predicted this before. I said that this movie will likely have a high audience score. I think it'll settle somewhere between 75 and 88% because there is just a legion of Marvel fans that just love this shit. It's crazy to me. This movie looks boring. I've watched a couple of reviews from people that I like. I listened to everyone on FNT yesterday. Nerdrotic had some pretty scathing things to say about it, and I believe him. The movie looks like a bloated mess. It looks like a gigantic mess. And I went over the reasons for that before. The biggest one being that you have too many characters. Too many characters to make me care about them. And the villain. How can you make me care about, a villain's motives or even have any interest in the villain? Because the best Marvel movies have good villains. You can't really set that up with so many characters. So what? We just have them fighting generic demons? To be fair, I haven't seen the movie myself yet. I'm going to wait for it to come to streaming. Then I'll probably check it out. I just don't really want to go waste my time in a movie theater for a movie that's probably subpar. So take that for what it is. But the real interesting thing here is the the critic rating is at 48%. That's awful. Very, very low. It's shocking because usually critics will protect these Marvel movies. They're almost like they're too big to fail and they don't want to hurt them. But for this movie, which should be a woke dream for them, they have decided that they're going to go ahead and just ravage this movie, which is hilarious. Now, the same prediction stands also with the box office. I've said this movie is going to have huge numbers. I think it'll hit 100 million, at least close to it. Some people are saying 75 million. That'd be right on par, I think, around with Shang-Chi or Shang-Chi. Don't know why that's being changed. I believe it's the same spelling as Shang-Tsung, but whatever. Now I guess we're changing pronunciation, so it's Shang-Chi. But I think this movie's going to make a lot of money. People are going to flock to go see it. However, when Ghostbusters comes out, it's going to crush this movie completely into the ground. But it will enjoy a good opening weekend, for sure. People are going to run and see this. We'll see how it does next weekend. The real funny thing here, though, is shills. Shills are going to do whatever they can to protect Marvel. And now you're seeing it. Variety's Clayton Davis claims Eternal's Rotten Tomatoes score is so low because it's directed by a woman. I mean, this is ridiculous, and it's ridiculous on a bunch of levels because, number one, there's been plenty of comic book movies directed by women at this point that critics have praised. Wonder Woman, great movie, actually. Love that movie. The first one, anyway, I like a lot. That one's a pretty fun movie. The sequel, not so much, but critics still like the sequel, too. In fact, they gave the sequel a 93% fresh rating as well. So that's bullshit. Number two, Black Widow, rated fresh by critics, directed by a woman. Captain Marvel, rated fresh, directed by a woman. So to say that it's because a woman directed it is ludicrous, but you have to remember, when it comes to the public, they're not going to remember this stuff. Most people don't remember anything past like a year or so, and most people don't give a shit if a movie is directed by whoever. So a lot of people probably don't even know that Wonder Woman, Black Widow, Captain Marvel, Wonder Woman 2, they don't remember that these movies were directed by women. So when this guy comes out and says, it's because a woman directed it. Oh, I see. Also, critics have also destroyed a lot of movies that are comic book movies. Like I'm pretty sure they gave Thor: The Dark World pretty bad reviews. I mean, it's not just this movie. I hate defending critics, but they eat their own. This is a situation of they eat their own. So this guy is now attacking. He's now attacking critics of the movie. Maybe he'll get early access to future Marvel movies. Maybe he'll get invited to Spider-Man No Way Home. It's just shills shilling. That's what this is. And also, my friend Weaponized Nerd Rage here makes a good point. Spider-Man 3, Whedon's Justice League, Man of Steel, Batman vs. Superman, Iron Man 3, Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2. Do I really need to go on? Because I can name any number of shitty action or hero movies directed by men that critics shat all over. He's just saying critics shit on them. He's not saying that they're bad movies in general, though I think some of them are. Whedon's Justice League is trash. Spider-Man 3 aged a little bit better with me. I watched it recently, and I didn't hate it as much as I did when it first came out. Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2, garbage. They should have kept doing the Raimi movies. Garbage. Don't like those. But yeah, he's destroying the narrative. He's destroying the narrative. He says right here, Man of Steel was good. You take that back. It isn't about if the movie was good or not. It's about critic response. That's true. It's true. That's what he was saying. So let's take a look at what this guy says, though, in his reasoning here. And take a little laugh. We can have a little fun with it. Okay? So come down here, and he says, first of all, Elizabeth, it's not a bad movie in the slightest. I think it's one of Marvel's best efforts thus far. It has great action. It focuses a lot on story. It's diverse, has great characters, all that. Davis then claims that the reason why the critics' scores are so low is because the film is directed by a woman. He explains, I think this speaks to a larger problem that is in the industry. Anytime a woman takes on the action genre, which has been typically made for men to helm, people come harder on that filmmaker when she takes it on. I think it's the issue that needs to be addressed because it does not draw that criticism that it's been receiving, he added. Davis's co-host, Elizabeth Wagmeister, concurred, saying, I agree with you 100%. Right when you started talking about this, I said, I imagine that the film that is directed by a woman has the lowest score on Rotten Tomatoes. Not warranted. But they totally forget about these movies, which is funny. And they also forgot about this one as well. Oh, that's Wonder Woman. That's the original one. What did they give the sequel? Oh, whoops. This one got a pretty bad score. And to be fair, it's a pretty awful movie. Though there was some stuff I liked in this one. I liked the stuff with her and Steve Trevor, I did. But it's not a great movie by far. The first one is vastly superior. Much better movie, the first one. This one's pretty lame in a lot of ways. But like I said, I did like the Steve Trevor stuff. And him, living in the future. And they had really good chemistry. That was about it, though, for this movie. This movie is pretty awful at the end of the day. But the other stuff is still there. Going easy on Captain Marvel, which is an awful movie. Black Widow, which is an awful movie. Wonder Woman, which is a great movie. This one I agree with the critics on, 93%. 93% for Wonder Woman. The original Wonder Woman, anyway. So, it's just funny. Shill's going to shill, and that's exactly what this guy is doing. So now, critics, if they go hard on a movie because it's directed by a woman, now they're sexist. Really good example of they eat their own, which is exactly what this is. So, I don't know. The narratives to try to save and spin this movie out of a collapse are hilarious to me. And I'm looking forward to more. Tomorrow they'll be saying that the critics are racist because don't forget, she is a POC. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you think. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. And if you saw the movie, let me know your thoughts on it in the comments, please. I'd like to hear from you because, it's your guys' opinions that matter the most to me. So, as always, take care, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out. Also, make sure you subscribe to YellowFlash, my other channel. There's a link to that in the description as well. I do a lot of live streams over there that I don't do on this channel. They're usually smaller and a little bit more personal. So make sure you follow me over there and sign up. Also, make sure to follow me over on Twitch. I do watch parties, play video games over there. They're always fun. Follow me over there and come hang out.